Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel about cross stitch and all the crafty things I get up to. But it's mostly cross stitch. I'm joined by a very cute little visitor here. He's like currently rolling around on my projects, which I don't love, but let me show you. You've seen this dog on this channel a few times. This is my neighbor's dog. It's not my dog, but I get to look after him every once in a while. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I just wanted to show him because he's so cute and very distracting. Anyway, enough of dog time. I hope, oh, do you want to settle in? He wants to settle in. I hope everybody has had a wonderful July. We are now in early August. I'm filming this on the Monday, which is a holiday here in British Columbia. It's been Pride weekend. It's been very exciting. Lots of fun stuff going on around town. Been pretty good weather. Not too hot. Not too hot. That is key for me. It's been topping out around like 22 right now, which is really weird for early August, but I'm taking it. And yeah, let's just jump into some stitchy things because I have a lot to show because I did Christmas in July. And I touched all my Christmas projects, of which there are several. So, without further ado, let's take a look. Okay, we will start with, this isn't necessarily in chronological order of what I've touched, but it's closest to me. So this is a project that I'm working on for my nephew. And I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the month to get it done in time for his birthday. And that project is by Congdon. It is called, well, it doesn't really have a name, but I'm calling it Be Kind to All That Live, because that's what it says on the pattern. So this is the pattern I'm working on now. The last time you saw this project, it looked like this. And now we're here. That's pretty good. I've done quite a bit on this. I have been working on this almost daily in the mornings to get some stitching in. Usually about like 100 stitches is what I can do before I have to get ready and head to work. Ooh, it's a light breeze. I've got my fan going above me so I don't like totally boil. So please don't mind the slight movement. But anyway, this is what I've done. I'm stitching this entirely with DMC and it is on fabric called Avocado Toast. It's a 32 count linen, and this was dyed by Keely Tent Stitch, who owns a sewing shop, which is a great Canadian retailer. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this one. I love all the details. I loved working on the fox. This is going to be a butterfly. So yeah, I'm well over halfway at this point, and I should definitely be able to finish this by the end of the month. I don't know how soon into August I'll be able to finish it. I would like to finish it sooner rather than later so I can like move on to other things, but this has been a really enjoyable stitch and it's easy and it's really cute. So, you know, no real complaints around having to work on it other than the fact that I'm always wanting to work on so many things. But yeah, there we are. Be kind to all that live, or be kind to all that space for now. All right, let's move along, shall we? I feel like I'm like slightly rusty. It's only been 3 weeks and yet I'm still like, I feel discombobulated. Okie dokie, what's gonna be next? Okay, so let's move on to my second piece. Since it's Pride weekend, let's talk about the Stitch4Pride 2025 SAL. This is a stitch along that is being put on by D's 20 Stitches. They've done this stitch along, I think, well, a few years anyway. It's had many like incarnations. I think that's right. It's had many versions over the years. But I did last year's. It was a lot of fun. This year, the focus is on trans historical figures. I am currently working on May's release, which looks like this. The last time you saw it, it would have looked like this. And here I am now. You're gonna see some of the previous release, but there we are. Oh dear. I really wanted to get this finished. I did not, but that's okay. This is for the Chivaliere who she was a woman of many talents. I believe a general in the army, a spy, a duelist later in her life. She sounded awesome. Yeah. And I love this like little motif that Dee designed to represent the Chevalier. Very nice. I'm stitching it with Harvest Moon, which I think is a Gentle Arts thread. I had bought it for Beach Rat, and I thought it would look good with this because I think this looks like a pretty star or like a medal or something. So I was like, oh, that should be kind of like yellowy. Yeah. Stitched on like a mystery piece of fabric that I got from the Witchy Stitcher's shop. It's an Ada, probably a 14 count looking at it, although maybe 16. I don't know, hard to tell. But there it is. That's where we're at. Looks great. So I should be able to finish that like this week, I expect. This is my lunchtime stitch at work, and some weeks I have more time to stitch than others. Let's just say that. Okay, let's move along. Let's move along to my big girl, the project I'm trying to finish this year that I'm like, as time goes by, I'm like, I'm having doubts that I'll be able to get there, but I'm close. Well, not super close, but close enough that I'm like, I can see the end in sight. And I'm speaking, of course, of Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery, which looks like this. So this is a stitch along I started in 2022, I believe. So I would really love to have it finished this year because I've been working on her for a good long while. She looked like this the last time you saw her. So I work on her every month for at minimum 5 days, but I try and get like as much done as I can in that time. For whatever reason, last month I felt like I was going kind of slow, and I knew that I at least wanted to finish as much of the big branch up the side that I could until it'll hit her horns and then switch over to her body. And I was able to do that. So here I am now. She's in the Q-snap. I'm not gonna fully reveal her because she's big and I just don't feel like it, but that's fine. You get the idea of what's happening here. So this has now been completed all the way up now. Her head is gonna be around here, and she's got these big massive horns because I did have her head recharted to look more like Lilith from Diablo 4. And that's gonna look awesome, but she's got big horns, so it cuts into this. So I stopped it right where the horn is gonna cut in and called that a day on that part. I'm not gonna work on the center, like where this and this join, until I do her head, because I just don't want to mess up a count or anything. And you can see here a teensy tiny start on her skin. So wasn't quite as much as I wanted to do, but it is still something. And that's what matters. Anywho, she's looking great. This is stitched entirely with DMC with like maybe 1 or 2 treasure braids in there, but really no fancy floss other than that. And it's stitched on a 32 count gilded oak from Under the Sea Fabrics, which was one of the 2 fabrics that was specifically dyed for this project. The other one was like Nightshade or something. It was a green Nightshade, I don't know, something like that. But I preferred this one. I really like this color fabric. It's beautiful. And my goal is to finish her this year. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm gonna get close. I'll get close. If I don't finish it, it'll be close. But yeah, I'm just gonna be happy to have her done. I don't dislike working on this project. It's just so big, and I'm just sort of ready for a new thing, you know? But there she is, and I will be working on her again in August. More on the body. Hopefully I can finish her torso and get an arm or 2 in. We'll see. Anyway, there it is. Okay, next project is the Deadly Aquarium. So I worked on this right around Midsummer Stitch, which was an event that Lindy Stitches put on. and it was a lot of fun. I'll talk a little more about it later, but I finished another part of this. Oh, let's show you the pattern. This is the Deadly Aquarium. It's by Lola. Everyone was working on this last year, basically. I was very far behind. I never really had any intention of keeping up. I just knew that wasn't in the cards for me. So now I am trying to stitch a part, not a month, but this was like one of my yearly goals, and it was to, I hope by the end of the year to have stitched 3 parts of this. And I'm doing pretty well. I'm on track with that goal. The last time you saw it, it looked like this. So I had finished a lot of the frame and done the first part with the eel in the treasure chest. And now we're here. Oh, let me pull that down and over. Okay, so I added the big tall kelp. The kelp is done. The pufferfish is done. That's part 2, like fully complete. Aside from the back stitch, which in this part, it does suggest holding off on the back stitch until whatever goes here is put in, and then you can back stitch the kelp. But I did want to back stitch the pufferfish because I wanted his spikes in. I did not do his mouth because I could not find this thread for the life of me. I know it's in my house somewhere, but anyway, whatever. He's mostly done. He just looks very shocked right now. It was so much fun stitching that pufferfish because he's just so round. He's so cute and round. So yeah, I did that. Part 2's done, and I got a little head start on part 3 because I did have the time to start doing that, and 3 looked like it's going to be kind of intense because it looks like a lot of color changes. It's the coral over here. So I did work a bit of the color in there. But yes, there it is. Deadly Aquarium, that's what I got so far. This is stitched with DMC, and it is on a fabric from Witch's Garden Crafts called Mystic Falls. Yes, it is a 28 count even weave, and I'm enjoying working with it actually, and the color is just so perfect that I couldn't say no, right? Anyway, it's lovely. I love it. I will probably be bringing this project out again in November, I think, and I will try and finish a 3rd part before the end of the year, which I've finished these 2, so I am really going to push for that 3rd part so I can just like check that goal off, you know? Right, Otis? Yeah. Okay. Let's get into some Christmas. Let's get into some Christmas stuff. Okay, so I have a number of Christmas projects. I have been attempting to work on them on the 25th of each month, like rotating through them. I don't think I'm going to continue that anymore just because like the next few months are very like, let's just say they're kind of planned out. It's like sampler, September, I want to work on all my samplers. October, I like to work on strictly Halloween. December's the time for Christmas. So these will probably go away till December. Well, let's start showing you what I did. What was the first one I worked on? I think it was this. Let's start with this. So this is Mistletoe Loitering Society by Lindy Stitches. I love this pattern. It's so cute. Everyone is adorable. Look at this raccoon, the fish. I love it. When I last worked on this, it looked like this. I was working on the sign, and when I picked this up, I was determined to get the sign done because it was just kind of boring and like a lot of fill-in, and I'm like, I want to get to the animals. So I finished the sign. That is what I did. I should say my Christmas in July, I worked on my Christmas projects for 1 day in July and just dedicated like a good chunk of time to them. So they got several hundred stitches, and yeah, with that I was able to finish the sign. That feels so good. So now in December, I can start moving down to the animals. I'll likely, I think there's a bit of a border here. I'll likely stitch down. You see this? Likely stitch down until I get to like the raccoon. But yeah, not bad. Again, stitched with DMC. And this is on a fabric called Exhausted by Mystic Fabrics that I got in the Fabric of the Month Club when I was a member. I think this was, what, in 2024? 2023 Fabric of the Month Club. It's a great color fabric. I really like blue fabrics. I find them like pretty neutral, like despite being blue. They go well with a lot of colors, especially when they're like a light blue like this. So yeah, happy to have that done where it's at. And then, yeah, we'll pick it up again in December. Okay, what's next? Let's talk about All Is Bright by Heart and Hand. No, that's a lie. Hands on Design. I always mix those two companies up, but this is by Hands on Design. It was a release from the Jingle Ball last year, I think, or maybe the year before. Probably the year before, actually. And it looks like this. It's a very cute little pattern. I really like it. Decided to start it last year. And last time you saw it, it would have looked like this. I believe I did work on this one time this year. And now we are here. So I got a lot more in. I finished the trees on either side of these houses. I got these boughs in. I got the red ornaments, and then I did the happy holidays. So the way this is charted is it's meant to be white, and then the red is supposed to be like a line underneath. And I just don't think the white pops enough on my fabric for me to really want to have happy holidays written in white. Like, you can see it, but it's not enough of like a pop. So I just inverted the colors. The ladies at a stitching meetup I go to in Surrey, it's called Stitchers at the Library. I was working on this there, and I was asking people's opinions on what color I should change it to. And for some reason, I don't know why I didn't think just to invert the colors, but that was a suggestion and I went with it, and I think it's gonna look great. So yeah, there it is. I don't know what fabric this is. It is a mystery cut from a Mystic Fabric scrap bag. It's a 28 count linen. That's all I know about it. Color, no idea what this is called. But I thought it looked kind of close to the called for because it's sort of minty, like maybe a bit brighter of a mint than the one the model is stitched on, but it's still, I think it still gives the same sort of vibe, and I'm really enjoying it. I would love to have this one finished this year because really it's not all that big. Like, I think I maybe have 1,500 stitches left on it, which should be totally doable in the holiday season when I pick it up again. Yeah, I really enjoy this one. I also like too that it's like a limited color palette and everything just kind of pops nice. So yeah, there it is. All Is Bright. Oh, are you an itchy boy? He's an itchy dog. He's so cute. All right, moving along. I have Season Greetings by Ink Circles. That's this one here. I don't think I have worked on this year. I had 1 month where I was meant to work on it, and then things just kind of got derailed. So this is probably hasn't been seen since December. Last time you saw it, it looked like this. And I didn't get this is probably the Christmas project that I worked the least on, like for stitch count. But here we are now. I've worked more on the ship. What did I do? I think this is new. This kind of like rudder. A rudder? Yes, that's a word, right? And then I worked on these posts. Like, I worked with a lot of the brown, and then this kind of like burgundy color here. And yeah, so not a ton of stitching, but it's something. It's moving along. This is a kit I had actually purchased directly from Ink Circles, and it has all the called for. So this fabric is Enchanted by, I'm pretty sure Mystic Fabrics as well, actually. And the threads, do I have them? Oh yeah, they're over here. The threads are all Classic Colorworks. And I don't have any stores near me that carry this. So usually like I just buy DMC because I can't actually tell what, I find it really hard to tell what threads are gonna look like for real when I look at them online. But since this was a kit that she was selling, with all the called for already, I was just like, you know what, let's do it. And oh boy, I'm glad I got it because these colors are stunning. They're so pretty. So yeah, I've really been enjoying stitching with these. Just great colors. Can't wait to use this pink. I don't think I've used it yet. But yeah, they're very nice. It's a lovely palette. I don't know if she still has this on her website. I think it was initially part of the Jingle Ball, but I don't know if it's still, like, I don't know if it's still on offer, I guess. Like, the pattern is, for sure, but the whole kit, I don't know. But yeah, put that away. Next Christmas piece is my biggest one, and that is from this book, Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. It is Christmas Garden. I love this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty and it's so big. It's absolutely enormous, but I'm loving working on it, and one day it'll be done. Yeah, I saw this on a number of Flosstubers channels. I know Megan the Seattle Stitcher is working on it. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch has finished it. Bridgen, the Museum Stitcher, is working on it as well. As for threads, Bridgen's working on a conversion. Megan is doing the called for, which has it looking very kind of like, what would the word be, like prim? It's, the colors are definitely different than what they used to be, but hers I think still looks really cool. The Calico Kitty's like a pink now instead of like this kind of red that you're seeing here. I decided to do a conversion with my threads because I wanted it to be like punchy. I did keep one thread the same, which I will show you. So the original calls for Classic Colorworks Calico Kitty and Fool's Gold, and then the Gentle Arts Endive and Heirloom Gold. And I'll just show you my conversion before I actually show you where I am with the piece. I kept Fool's Gold because I thought it still looked perfect. But then I switched out the others to Cranberry, Balsam Fir, whoops, and Apple Cider. So this is my palette for Christmas Garden. Someone's taking out the trash and it's pretty noisy. Sorry, guys. But anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful conversion, I think. So that was my conversion. The last time you saw this, let's see those threads in action. The last time you saw this, it looked like this. And now I am here. So not a ton of work, but I did complete this motif here, and I worked a little bit on the border. I brought the green down a bit and added a little more red up here. So this is still like, it's still a pretty small start, all things considered, but I think it looks really beautiful. I think these colors play really well together, and I really enjoy stitching on it. The one hindrance I have with this is I did put this on a 40 count because it's big. Like, it is 225 by 272. So I was like, I should definitely stitch it on 40 count because otherwise it's just gonna be enormous. My preferred count is 32, and I do like to put things on that count, but I only have limited wall space, and this is something that really I feel needs to hang. So 40 count felt like the most logical path, but I do find 40 count hard on my eyes. I've mentioned it several times before on this channel. It's just hard for me to stitch on it for an extended period of time, particularly if I'm doing it after work, because I'm looking at computers all day, and I find that very straining on the eyes. So yeah, as mentioned, it is a 40 count. It's a 40 count platinum Newcastle linen. A very beautiful neutral, I will add. Like, I think this is perfect for this piece because everything pops off there really nice. So yeah, I'm happy I was able to finish a motif, and we'll see this one again in December. I think I have one more Christmas project. And that is the 2024 Nordic Holiday Countdown that Modern Folk Embroidery did with Evertos last year. It's the Advent calendar. I have done the 2023 Advent calendar, and I've signed up for the one coming up this year. And I'm still working on 2024. I really, like, I was focusing on totally different pieces last December, and because of that, I fell behind on this. But that's okay. I do plan to finish this before the next advent calendar starts. The last time you saw it, it would have looked like this. Oh, let me show you. Okay, so it looked like this last time you saw it. This is what the finished piece looks like here. I don't actually have the physical chart of it yet. Like, I'm sure it's, you know, day 25 or whatever of the package. But I just haven't opened that far. So it's meant to look like this. It used to look like this. And now I have it here. So I finished 2 more days of the calendar. So I filled in the pink in their dresses. I put in this sun type motif, and then I put this in as well, this line at the bottom. So there we go. That was 2 days worth of advent calendar down. I think I'm on day 15 now, so I have like 10 more, is that math? Whatever. It's close to 10 packages left to open. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. All of this is Roxy Floss Co. The fabric, I think, was called Glacier. Is the 32 count linen, and then yeah, all Roxy Floss fibers for the threads for the floss here. Beautiful. Okay, I've got one more thing to show you. Just one. Because it was Pride weekend, I wanted to work on my Pride piece, which is Move Forward in Love, another modern folk embroidery stitch. It's so pretty. I started this a few years ago. It is slow going. I'll show you why. Last time you saw it, it looked like this. And now, gosh, I don't even think I've touched this since like last Pride. Now, let me fold it down so we can hold it properly. Now we're here. So this is another project, as I mentioned, that's a bit slow going. And the reason for that is because I've stitched it 1/1 on 28 count. Oh no, a lie. That was a lie. It's 25 count. It's not 28. That would be truly wild if I did that. It is a 25 count Lugana called, I think it's called Blushing Pink, from the sewing shop. And I don't know, I just decided I wanted it real small and cute. I think it's gonna make an adorable pillow. And yeah, there it is. I'm stitching this with the Roxy Floss Co. conversion. So this is all their thread. And I'm trying to remember what I worked on now. So I added the white fill in here. This red wasn't there, so I put that in and added the red all over here. I worked with the blue, the dark blue, and extended this down and added like all the blue in this, and then the green leaves as well. So all in all, not a ton of stitching, but again, it's hard to work on this for me because it is 1/1 on such a small count. It's like these stitches are tiny, So I can only work on it for so long before my eyes start to feel like they're gonna fall out of my head. But you know what? Progress is progress. I finally put this into markup. Previously, I was just working on it in like Apple Books or whatever, just like crossing off the PDF. So I can now safely say that I am 26% of the way through this project, which I could kind of tell anyway, because it's like, it repeats itself, right? So, you know, I know I'm done a quadrant basically, which would be 25%. But yeah, you know, we're chipping away. I'm hoping to work on this more days next year. I had originally wanted to pick this up in June, and it just didn't work out timing wise with all my focus on Beach Rat and other things, but that's okay. I always pick it up during Vancouver Pride weekend, so I'm happy I got some more done on that. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done with the whips. Let's talk about plans. Yeah, let's talk about plans. what do I want to do? It's August. So my goal, the next time I make a video, I'm hoping I will have finished Be Kind. This one here. Really hoping to have finished this one by then. 3 more weeks, should be able to do it. So that's my main goal, is get that done. I'm gonna be working on Dark Queen for sure. A few more days. My stitch along of the month that I'm going to be trying to get a part done of is the Monster House stitch along from Satsuma Street that I started last year with Will the Woman Crafts, Tara. And I want to finish the first part for sure. I'm about halfway through it and hopefully start a bit on the second, but we'll see time-wise how that goes. And then the only other project that I really want to touch this month is called Arabesque by Jan Hicks. It looks like this. And I started it last August and I absolutely loved it. Last August I did a strand a day on it and I really wanted to do that again, but I just don't think it's going to be feasible time-wise with my other plans, but that's fine. My goal is to hopefully get this birthday piece out of the way, and then once that's done, I can switch to doing like a thread a day on Arabesque and just get something in it, because that one's a lot of fun to stitch. I really love it. Like, the thread is gorgeous, the pattern's really beautiful. Like, I'm not a huge alphabet person, but something about that one really does it for me. So yeah, those are my plans. What else do I want to talk about? Let's talk about some community things. So I mentioned I went to Midsummer Stitch, and that's an online event held by Lindy Stitches. And I just like want to talk these events up so much because they are so much fun. They are incredibly accessible for people like me who don't have a lot of in-person retreats near them. All the closest retreats are hours away by car or plane. You know, the biggest one in Canada is Stitch North, and that's on the other side of the country. So I gotta fly 5 hours to go to that one if I want to go, which I do want to go again next year. I haven't really made any formal plans about that, but I'm planning on going. But again, it's a flight, so having these sort of online retreats that you can just do from the comfort of your own home is so awesome. And, you know, you get to talk to a lot of people. There's the stitching rooms, but if you're too shy to do those, like, there's so much entertainment. This time around, there were like a lot of interviews with stitchers, like pattern designers, dyers, and I found it all very interesting. I recently, this week, what did I watch? I watched the Jet xstitch interview. I want to watch Lap and Loops because I heard their interview was really good. Lap and Loops is, of course, a fabric dyer. And apparently they had a really good kind of Q&A session. So I do want to check that one out. But yeah, if you have been on the fence about trying any of these, like, because there's a number that happen in the year. The biggest one's the Jingle Ball, Midsummer Stitch, maybe the second biggest. And then this year there's been even more events. So she's doing another one in September called like something like Harvest Hang. I'm so sorry for all the beeps and boops happening today. I'm like trying to cut around them, but I don't know how successful I'll be. Anyway, it's something like Harvest Moon. I'll put the actual like name here. But you can get tickets. They're super cheap. They're usually only like $10 or something like that. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. My favorite thing to do in these is to do the whip speed dating, which I think like kind of makes people really nervous, but let me tell you, it is like the easiest thing in the world. You basically, you sign up, or you don't sign up, you show up, you get thrown in a room with someone for 5 minutes, and then you're booted and you talk to someone else. If you really like that person, you can extend the conversation. But it's super easy, and it's a really cool way to like meet a lot of different people, talk to people from all over, see what they're working on. I was so excited in my whip speed dating because I got to meet Colin from Stitchpocalypse, which is one of my favorite Flosstube channels. I think Colin brings such a unique perspective, and I think he's one of the most interesting Flosstubers out there right now. I don't really necessarily think he's everyone's cup of tea, but he's my cup of tea, and he's excellent. So as soon as he appeared on my screen, I was like, oh my goodness, let me just tell you how much I love your channel. So it was an absolute pleasure to speak with him. Really cool. I got to see some of his projects that I get to admire on YouTube. Yeah, man, that was really cool. So anyway, whip speed dating's great. You never know who you're gonna run into. Yeah, and like I said, there is another one in September, and I'm gonna be going to that. As for local Stitch meetups, we did have a local meetup, as I mentioned earlier, at the Surrey City Center Library. I think that's what it is. Which is a pretty central location. It's like right on the SkyTrain line. So if you're local to Vancouver or the Lower Mainland area, there is a Stitchers group that meets up about roughly once a month at that library. Our next meetup is going to be August 16th, 10:30 to 1:30. And this is all organized and put on by Manveer from Mama Bear Stitching. She's awesome. Manveer's so cool. And she has some of the most beautiful projects. Like, yeah, she's got an Instagram, she's got a Flosstube. I'll link her below, but you should really check her out because she's really cool. Yeah, okay. What else do I have? I think I have like one piece of haul to show you. I've like really cut down on purchasing this year. I recently organized my fabric and all my craft stuff, and that felt really good to do, but I need to stop. As I'm about to show you a piece of fabric, but it's because I'm part of a fabric club. And I don't want to, I want to keep supporting Evertos, which is where I get my fabric from right now. And they have such cool stuff that I'm not going to stop. But in general, I'm, you know, cutting way down on the amount of stuff I'm buying because I got to start using it, you know? I just don't want to hoard for no reason. I am not a dragon. I'm a human being. So without further ado, let me show you my new fabric. So this is actually a great fabric club to be a part of. I'm showing it to you right now. It's lovely. Because it ships once every 2 months. You get 6 pieces of fabric a year. Totally reasonable. I'm getting it in 20 count Aida because I like 20 count Aida and I wanted to build up a bit of a stash on that. So I just had something that I could easily grab. This is the color for this month, and it is called Whiskey, and I really, really like it. It is a very nice warm brown. And yeah, it's lovely. So yeah, that is the Roxy Floss Co. Fabric Club that you can sign up for through Evertos website. And yeah, there's that. If you are wondering a nice way to, or if you're looking for a nice way to store fabric, I know that there is like a lot of different methods and videos out there. I followed Bridgens, the museum stitchers. She did a video, I think it's actually fairly recent too, but I was like just desperate to organize my stuff. And I followed her folding method and, you know, got some containers. Now my fabric stash is stacked nicely and actually organized and easy to look at. So I can see how many colors I have, what counts. Feels good. Feels real good. Okay, I think that's it for stitching. This video went by much faster than I thought it would, because I'm only at 42 minutes right now. I say only, but some of these go for an hour, and I don't think I'm gonna do that today. So anyway, I'm done talking about stitching. If you were just here for that, thank you for joining me. If this is your first time here and you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe. I do a video like this every 3 weeks. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Let's talk about what I've been reading, watching, playing. I have been reading a bunch of stuff right now. I have not finished anything. I don't really want to talk about stuff until I'm done it, but I'm very close to finishing a book that I got off Libby. And I'm I'm really enjoying it so far, but I'll talk about that next time because I should finish it in the next few days. But yeah, let's talk about that later. So yeah, reading things, but nothing really to discuss. What am I watching? I started watching Severance. I had put off watching this for a while. I watched the first episode like, I don't know, over a year ago, and I was not in the headspace to watch it, I don't think. Inexplicably, someone had described this as a comedy to me, which I kind of get maybe because there are comedic moments in it and there are comedic actors starring in it, but it's quite bleak, the show. So anyway, I gave it another shot. I finished season 1 and we've just started season 2. I really liked season 1. Season 1, very interesting, lots going on. You want to understand what's happening, what are they doing at this company? For those who don't know, Severance is about a group of employees at a company called Lumen. And those employees are severed, which means that they have been implanted with a device that when they go to work, they forget who they are in the outer world and they live as their work selves. So it's almost like they have two different people inside of them. Their work selves just do their job. They don't know anything about their personal life, anything like that. And then when they leave work, boom, they're back to their outer self. And they don't have to think about work. They can do whatever. This is kind of nightmarish for the versions of themselves that are kept in the office because literally all they know is office life day in, day out. And yeah, there's all these mysteries like, what are they doing there? Why does the work require people to be severed? You know, it's sort of like a, I don't know, would you call that a mystery box show? It's like boxes and boxes of mysteries. Every time you figure something else out, new mysteries are unveiled, which I really enjoyed in the first season. The second season, I don't know if it's gripping me as much. I'm about halfway through. We'll see if it takes another turn and kind of re-grips me, but right now it kind of feels like the first season was like really, really tight. And the second season sort of like, they're like, oh, we can like disperse. We can talk about all these different things. But I feel like it's sort of lost my attention because of that. And I don't know if it's because I'm watching them back to back or what, but so far second season isn't quite hitting it the same way for me. But we'll see, because I am only like, I think I'm 4 episodes in and it's 10 episodes long or something. So that might change. Anyway, that's the main thing I'm watching. Yeah. And playing, still stuck on Nightreign. And when I say stuck, I mean like stuck to it in a good way. Like I'm loving playing it. I finally beat the second Night Lord, which is very exciting. There are 9 Night Lords that you need to defeat in the game. And I was stuck on the second one for a couple weeks. So like really banging my head up against the wall. But we finally beat it, so that's really exciting. So I took a bit of a break because I was just like, okay, let's just chill out, and I'm probably going to play it again later tonight, but that'll be the first time I've played it in like a week, because I did need a little bit of a like, a come down after the supreme high of defeating the gaping jaw. So yeah. Anyway, Nightreign, it's great. It's really hard, but it's fun, and I've been enjoying it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'll see you again in the next 3 weeks, or within 3 weeks, I'll be filming. I'll hopefully have a new finished project to show you. And yeah, until then, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your August. Okay, bye!